So this is another piece of padparadscha corundum sapphire that I've got. This piece weighs in at less than 2 carats. It weighs 1.825 carats, and it's not round shaped, so I'm trying to figure out what's best to cut it with. So I was looking through all the designs out there, and I saw one by a designer that I like cutting his designs, named Marco Bottolini, and he had the design with the angles optimized for corundum called Mr. Sparkle. So I'm going to cut a Mr. Sparkle with our padparadscha. The largest database of gem faceting diagrams that I am aware of are in facetingdiagrams.org with over 4,000 designs. The next largest database that I am aware of is significantly smaller, with the designs of only about a half a dozen designers. It can be searched at gemologyproject.com. Unfortunately, there is no one place where all the gem faceting diagrams can be found online, and as a cutter, you would miss out if you only used facetingdiagrams.org to search for designs, as 2 of the A-list gem cut designers are on the gemologyproject.com site. Those designers are Marco Bottolini and Araya Akavan. So give gemologyproject.com a look, and please put any other databases of gem designs that you are aware of in the comments here for everyone to see. Here is the reason I would not recommend this stone for a beginner. These 4 facets from cutting instruction number 6 do not meet or touch anything. It's not extremely difficult to make them line up, but it takes a little bit of experience and practice to have them all stop at the same point. Not really hard, just not a task I would ask a beginner to perform, but that's just my opinion. Now this design, from looking at it, I would not cut a stone in this design if I was brand new to cutting. After about 5 cuts, after you cut about 5 stones, and then you could tackle it, but I wouldn't make it my first stone. Let's see how we do with our padparadscha using Mr. Sparkle design. So I've preformed our padparadscha Mr. Sparkle design using the 600 grit topper. Now, I did not follow the instructions which said to cut to a center point, and the reason I didn't cut to a center point with the first line of instructions is because the line of instruction number 6 and 7 are going to cut this first line at a different angle and make 2 like stars on top of this first line of instructions. So they are going to cut down and make a permanent center point. So actually instruction number 7 makes the permanent center point. So since I'm trying to get the largest stone possible, because this is expensive rough and already a small stone, that's why I didn't follow the instructions completely. So now I'll switch to a 1200 crystallite lap and go back and start cutting this stone again. All right, for our Mr. Sparkle, we've finished with the 8000 grit diamond on a bat lap, and now we're moving to a 14,000 grit diamond. It's progressing along nicely. I haven't cut the final facets at the very bottom, the culet, because they're going to cut fast, so I didn't want to overcut. So those I'll cut probably with this 14,000, or else I'll wait till the 60,000 final polish to cut those. But everything else is cut in, and it's coming along. Okay, I've finished polishing the pavilion, or the bottom half of our Mr. Sparkle, with our padparadscha. Cut easily. There's no real problems with this design. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple design so far. So we'll transfer it in our transfer jig using super glue, and get ready to cut the crown of our stone, and then we'll be done with our Mr. Sparkle. Okay, after transferring our Mr. Sparkle from the crown to the pavilion so that we can now cut the crown, we want to make sure that the top and the bottom half are in alignment. You look at the instructions where the girdle is listed, and for example, the 93 and the 3 teeth have the girdle. We put the 93 and the 3, so we're going to check them both. So we put it on the 3. We run our mask down until it just touches our flat surface. So you set your angle at 90 degrees, which is flat. We just check it as we're raising it up so that that flat part of that facet breaks the surface at exactly all across the length of that facet. So after we check the 3 facet, the number 3 tooth, then we go back and in this case check the 93, because that's the way this diagram was organized. A lot of times you can just check the 96 facet, but there isn't one on this in this diagram. So you check the second tooth, you run it down and make sure that that facet is touching all the way across. If it's not touching all the way across at the same time, that means you're out of alignment. And once you start cutting your crown, you'll see that you're out of alignment. The girdle width won't be a straight line. It'll show you that you're out of alignment. So we're going to know anyway if we're out of alignment, but this is the way I first check to make sure I'm in alignment. And then as I proceed to our first crown cut, which is at the number 3 tooth and the 32.62 index or angle, 32.62 angle, and then our number 3 tooth, and we are ready to begin cutting our crown. Proceed on in cutting the crown of our Mr. Sparkle. Okay, the first row of facets that we're going to cut on the crown is at the 32.62 angle. So we set our angle indicator at 32.62 and we're ready to start cutting. I'll begin by using the 1200 grit crystal light, and that's because there's not much that we need to cut on this padparadscha crown. There's just enough left for the crown anyway, so I don't need to use anything more coarse than a 600 or a 1200 grit. So we'll proceed to cutting. I finished polishing our Mr. Sparkle, and I overcut the table. I had a deep scratch that I had to work out, so it's not going to be a perfectly cut stone, unfortunately, with the table being overcut. But let's soak it in the acetone and take it out, weigh it, measure it, and see what it looks like. Happy faceting, everyone.